Welcome to Nasdaq TradeTalks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq. Joining us at the MarketSite studio, we have Gary Hoberman, founder and CEO of Unqork. We're going to discuss the next big migration in tech, that being codeless architecture. Gary, it's great to have you with us. Welcome to TradeTalks.
Thank you for having me here, Jill.
Just started getting used to talking about AI. Now we have another migration we need to talk about. Tell us more about yourself, your background.
And it's definitely related to AI as well. So Gary Hoberman, CEO, founder, Unqork. I had spent about 25 years in the corporate world, financial services, climbing that corporate ladder, Fortune 50 CIO for many of those years, influencing billions of dollars to spend and directly managing about $1 billion to spend. And that gave me an insight into what technology is and how it could really be applied, which we used to create Unqork, the leading codeless application platform designed for enterprises across sectors, including financial services, insurance, healthcare, public sector, energy, and more to come as well.
What led you to founding Unqork? What problem were you looking to solve?
What I saw firsthand was enterprises that are struggling because they're being held back by that legacy that's been the technology debt, what's been there. I've tried every software tool and platform that was handed to me and I could use within a Fortune 50 company. They all prioritize speed over quality. They wanted to get you there faster, which didn't always occur. It was a failed promise in many ways. But they left you in a worse state because they left you with technical debt, which holds back the company and holds it from moving forward. Within Unqork, what we did is we didn't just create a startup, we created a brand new category, codeless. And everyone talks about cloud migration, everyone talks about AI, as you said. Unqork is a category which is focusing on the first concept of future-proof technology, which binds both cloud and AI to the next level. So we'd like to be part of that picture as well.
Some of the industries that you had mentioned were financial services, healthcare, insurance, some of your legacy industries, if you will. Why choose those particular industries and who are some of your customers?
So I grew up in those industries, and what I learned about those industries were the regulations, the compliance, the scale. Companies like Citi with 400,000 employees in 100 countries when I was there. And there's a different need, and our feeling was if we could solve the need for technology for these large regulated enterprises with really big challenges, it'll work for even the smallest startup, as we're proving today. And when you think about our customers, it includes customers across sectors like Goldman Sachs and Marsh and State Street. We have the Department of Health and Homeland Services. If you got married in New York City, you used Unqork. And that's the benefit, is you shouldn't even know we exist. We've married 38,000 people, and it's an amazing technology that empowers people to move forward versus back.
What are some of the use cases in financial services, particularly capital markets?
When you think of capital markets, you think of client onboarding, client servicing. We have automation of operations and trade confirms, collateral management, risk management. It's all the areas that today, if you look inside of an organization, are very manual, very not data intensive, not actually using the data that's out there as their asset. To us, if you've opened an account, you could be using Unqork without knowing it today.
What makes Unqork's codeless platform differentiated from your competitors?
So we look to create a category because I attempted to use every one of our competitor platforms as a CIO. And the competitors are in a space called low code, no code. And what that really means is it's code, it's language. Unqork is the first language-based technology which moved away language to data. So we're language free in essence. And what that means is that all of our competitors, the low code, no code players, they're using language to create software in the background. You don't even know it's occurring, you're using these technologies, and it's creating tech debt, it's creating bad code, it's creating legacy on the fly. These companies that they're working with have thousands, hundreds of thousands of employees that are trying to use this technology and customers. And this technology is really holding them back because it's legacy. It's ancient Greek to many people out there.
Yeah, well, I picked up on that too. I noticed that you served legacy industries. We know there's a lot of legacy tech in the financial services space.
Yes.
What is Unqork doing to help customers modernize their IT systems?
So when you think about modernization, it can't just be about the new things, stop the bleeding. It has to be about addressing the legacy, what's out there. With generative AI, it's the first opportunity we've seen that technology like that could be applied, and we're doing that with a partner called Rhino.ai to reverse the legacy, all of this language, because generative AI is amazing at understanding language, that's what it does. Finally, you could point it at your legacy systems and migrate them to Unqork in the cloud, and a future-proof where they could actually now no longer need to be worried about the future because all customers, for the first time, are on the exact same version of the code base. This is what has never been achieved before, is every customer will be on the exact version benefiting each other. This is the scale that cloud had brought us. And it stopped at the infrastructure. Unqork's bringing it up to the applications.
Yeah, and one thing I noted here, it says once this migration's been achieved, it breaks that cycle of creating, maintaining, and patching code and so forth. From a cybersecurity perspective, does it improve any areas there? Because I mean, you know, the tech stack is just being layered, layered, and layered. What does it mean for cyber?
So what I would like to say is we are the most secure software in the world because every customer that's running their pen tests and vulnerability assessments and ethical hack on our platform is actually benefiting every other customer for the first time. So Jill, if you think about what I lived through, I had 8,000 enterprise applications in my portfolio. When I tested one of those for cyber, there was not a single benefit to any of the other 7,999 within the organization. Think about an industry where all customers are on the same protective bubble where they're each benefiting each other, not just security, but compliance, SOC 2, Type 2, Privacy Shield, GDPR compliance, Privacy 2020, FedRAMP compliance, all built in so you don't have to think about that anymore.
Certainly a differentiating factor for sure. Appreciate the insight, Gary. Thanks for joining us on Trade Talks. And thanks for joining me. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.